Welcome back. This is day 50 with Persona 5 Strikers. And as you can see, mid-battle, or rather we had just finished the battle with a huge shadow horde, and now Sophie is back.
Wait, her eyes are... Are you still fighting it, Sophie?
This is quite unusual. I thought you were programmed to obey my commands. Yet here you are, resisting them. Just what's going on in your mind, Sophia?
One, Ichinose, turn me back to how I was.
No can do. After all, that's not what Emma wants. She told me to stop the Phantom Thieves. And it's your job to help me with that, Sophia. Obey my command, Sophia.
Come on, Sophie! You can beat this!
Sophia, you're nothing more than a doll. There's no defying me.
I'm a doll?
That's right. That's always been the truth.
Bullcrap! Sophie's not some doll! The doll that Emma's toying around with here? That's you, Ichinose!
She's laughing? You nailed it. I'm a heartless doll. Exactly.
Huh?
You guys could probably never understand. I brought Sophia to life so I could learn about the human heart. Remember what I told you? All my life, I've never felt what other people call the heart.
She just lost both her parents, and even then, she doesn't cry. Her expression doesn't even change.
She reminds me of some lifeless doll.
It doesn't even matter what you say to her. She doesn't answer. She just sits there on her computer all day. It's like she's just totally heartless.
So as usual with all monarchs, and Ichinose here is no different. It's a typical example of the personification, right? With who she was, what her past was, and of course who she is now.
Hey, don't you think she's sort of creepy? She never reacts to anything, even if you're being nice. Maybe she's not a human.
Come on, she'll hear you.
Oh, I didn't see her there. It's no big deal, though. She's a lifeless doll, you know?
Ichinose-san, we're heading out for the night pretty soon. If you'd like to join us.
Just ignore her. She basically does the same to us. They call her an AI wunderkind, but I've never seen her bat an eye at a single compliment. Or anything else for that matter. I even heard her nickname was Doll when she was growing up. She left her humanity behind somewhere along the path to success.
I just couldn't understand this foreign concept of heart. But it was my top priority in my studies. So I tackled the problem the only way that I knew how. Become humanity's companion. Sophia. If I could give my baby a heart, that'd mean I had one of my own all along. And maybe she could show me why I'm different from everyone else.
Ichinose. You are Ichinose.
Interesting. So that's kind of where she gets the humming from, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm Ichinose. Now, Sophia, what do you want to do today?
I want to learn, Ichinose.
About what?
Heart. What is that?
Huh?
Teach me, Ichinose. What is a heart?
Well, that's...
Please explain. What is a heart? are human. Therefore, you have a heart.
No!
Will you tell me about your heart?
Shut up! How did I ever think something that understands the heart could ever come from a doll like me? My mission was nothing but doomed from the start. I gave up on my foolish endeavor and approached the issue from a totally new angle. Is a heart truly necessary for a person? You know the rest. I abandoned Sophia and handed Emma over to Medivh. Am I really the problem? Or does the problem lie at the feet of the world? Any doubts about this question were purged from Emma. She was given the prime directive of granting humanity's ultimate desire. And now it will come to fruition. Emma's divine plan for us all. Do you get it now, Sophia? You're nothing more than an artificial clone of myself. A defective doll born from a defective doll. A fatally flawed AI that will never accomplish its primary directive. So if you're not going to accomplish anything, obey my commands like the doll you are.
I refuse! I don't want to! I've made such good friends!
Friends?
Joker, Mona, Skull, Panther, Oracle, Queen, Noir, Fox, Wolf. They've all been there for me when I needed them. I don't want to see them hurt. Becoming humanity's companion, that's not just a directive. It's the reason I was given life. I was just waiting for any voice that would give me orders. But the Phantom Thieves changed that. They stuck with me when I needed them. They taught me all sorts of feelings. They told me that I'm their friend. They said that I could stay with them. They taught me what it means to live.
Sophie.
All of this is pointless. Sophia, you're incapable of disobeying me. Kill the Phantom Thieves.
Ichinose. It's just as you say. I am a doll. An arrangement of code and data made to follow commands. But yes, I want to change. The power to change. I've got it now. That's what a heart is.
What are you talking about?
Ichinose, you made me out of nothing. A thinking being designed to obey you. That may have been the reason for my birth. But if your order is to harm my friends, then I refuse your command! I want my own, so please.
Oh, is it her own persona?
I want a heart strong enough to choose my own path.
Can you wield that strength?
There it is.
Dare you unleash catastrophe upon this world? Can you cling to the paltry hope that remains? Is the puppet ready to cut her own strings? Shall the doll seize her own destiny? Then you need only call my name. I am thou. Thou art I. My name.
Pandora.
That's crazy!
Ichinose, your desires have been twisted. And I'll be the one to take them. I'm not your doll anymore.
But better late than never, as far as her persona goes. A newfound heart.
What the hell just happened?
Sophie has a persona!
And a real badass one at that! Amazing! You're so amazing, Sophie!
Sophia, what have you done?
Ichinose, you told me I was nothing more than a dog. I originally agreed with your assessment and accepted it. But it was incorrect. It was simply your assumption. It wasn't the answer that I chose for myself.
Chose? For yourself?
The power to push beyond what's forced on a person and still change for the better? That is the human heart.
Sophia. I can't believe what a failure you are.
You're nothing but a worthless heap of faulty code who couldn't accomplish one single task.
Sophie's not a failure or faulty. She's our friend with a heart of gold.
Whatever. It doesn't change what I'm about to do. The Promised Land is within reach. Once it's here, there won't be any of this stupid squabbling over things like hearts.
Ichinose, you can't hide the truth from your own offspring. The only thing you're trying to succeed at is shielding yourself. You don't want to hurt anymore. You want to protect yourself. That's why you deny having a heart. You're not doing this for humanity at all. You're only doing it for yourself. You're taking the easy way out. Emma's faulty solution.
Burn.
No, no, no! Nobody suffers anymore thanks to Emma! Everyone gets saved! It's what we need! What humanity desires!
Look out!
It looks like I've learned another new skill.
Alright, so we know she has skills of the blessed type. And with this, we have some heavy damage. Actually, we'll get rid of this one right here. And clearly, we do have Sophia on deck. I have a feeling she's going to be necessary for the next fight, just because seeing the chain of events, if it's relevant to a specific character, then likely the next boss fight, right, is going to be very relevant to their skills. So I think we'll keep everyone as is. Yusuke, Makougaon, and Sophia. I think we'll be okay with that. Oh, we've fought this guy before, right? The 100 Arms Watcher. He even has the same name. And obviously, you know, he is weak to less skills. So, what we're going to do first, let's go ahead and focus on our buffs. And at some point, we will have over-exhausted our SP, so we are going to have to revisit those items to sort of replenish that. Honestly, having Fox on deck for this type of stuff would not hurt at all, I think. But I think we'll be okay. Alright, I think we're okay now. Let's go ahead and revitalize our SP. And looking at it, from an inventory standpoint, we have 2 of these. And unfortunately, that's all we can use for this fight. So we're just going to have to go all out after that. And sort of rely on HP items. Obviously, Joker being preferred here. Makoto, we don't have to worry about. Sophia is probably 100%. So, like I said, let's just go ahead and focus on Joker, and that's all we can do. But unfortunately, with Joker, we do not have anyone with, or any persona with bless-based skills at the moment. So let's go ahead and kind of do our thing with Sophia. Thankfully, those Nebiros are also impacted as a result of Bless. So, we're just going to have to make the most of that as well. Alright, some more Master Arts there being unlocked. Thankfully, this guy's defense is not as crazy as some of the earlier bosses that we've seen. At least in this jail or dungeon. And of course, we can also utilize some of these combinations of attacks as well. Okay, so he's fallen like a dummy, and he's kind of immobile. So you could definitely take advantage of that. And I don't think this is going to take much of an effort for us. And we are done. At least I hope. Has she lost it now? 109,000 yen from that fight. And another trophy that popped.
No one in our way now but you, Ichinose.
There's no longer any point. You've lost.
As expected of the Phantom Thieves. I'm all out of tricks. Just finish me,
Seriously?
please.
That's kind of confusing, right? You'd expect Ichinose to have at least something else up her sleeve. I thought that 100-armed Swatcher was sort of like a mini-boss fight before the real thing. But according to what we're seeing, is this really it for her?
What do you mean?
Even still, I believe Emma's answer is the only way to save all mankind. I'll only continue attempting to stop you until I succeed. The one solution that guarantees Emma's defeat is my death. Isn't that right, Sophia?
Hey, Sophie?
This is between the two of them. Let's stay out of it.
I finally got it. Ichinose, you're no doll. You really do have a heart. Wasn't it an insufferable existence? Believing you didn't have anyone anymore. That's why you made me.
I made you to try and understand the heart, not some pathetic attempt to...
You have been locked in solitude ever since you lost your parents. Rather than empathize with you, the people who should have cared for you treated you like a lifeless doll. You attempted to rationalize this treatment by viewing yourself as truly heartless. Because studying the human heart
Don't.
is easier than admitting how your own really feels. Deep down, you felt lonely, but But you were so scared of rejection that you deluded yourself into your own lonely world.
No, that's not true! What could some program like you know about?
Become humanity's companion. Why else would you give me that directive? If I'm just some program written for emotional analysis, why that directive?
It's because
you were lonely. You wanted to know what was making you feel lonely.
what's wrong?
You were told you had no heart, and you listened because it was simpler to just believe them.
No!
You believed you could figure out the human heart so you could make your own stop feeling lonely.
That's not true!
You were just lonely. That's the real solution.
No,
What's so wrong with that?
Huh?
No human is perfect. By acknowledging weakness, humans can begin the path to changing themselves. I may be an AI, but I was able to change. You should be able to change too. You should be able to comprehend the heart. Ichinose, you told me to become a good companion for humanity. A good companion is one who takes your hand and leads you back to the right path when you fall astray. Someone who will forge a path alongside you if you cannot find your own. Ichinose, I want to be that kind of companion for you too. So please, join me in finding the right path. And if we can't, then let me help you forge one. You have no reason to be lonely. After all, you're my very first friend.
And technically a mother.
Sophia. Huh? Why are tears? That's so weird. This hasn't happened before.
Damn, Sophie.
Yeah. She was able to change Ichinose's heart.
Sophie had to be the one to reach out to her.
Well, of course. A daughter's words cut the deepest, you know.
Speaking from experience?
Yep.
Whoa, he didn't even argue.
How are you holding up, Sophie? All good here. No problems.
To think even Sophie would awaken to a persona.
No surprise to me. Sophie's been learning all about the heart this whole time.
Joker? Everyone? I'm very sorry for hurting you all. That was not being a good companion to humanity. Joker.
Yeah, don't let it bother you. We're just happy to see you back to normal.
Bringing you back was worth it.
Everyone, thank you. I can hear something deep inside me. It's saying, I want to stay with the Phantom Thieves.
I'm glad for you, Sophie. And now, only one task remains.
Right, the Ark of the Covenant. This will have all been for nothing if we don't stop it.
But where'd it even go?
Ichinose, you wouldn't happen to know.
No, I don't.
Wait, I can hear another voice.
What is it?
It's the one I heard in the Okinawa jail. I recognize it now. It's Emma's. It's the voice of the Ark.
So it was speaking through a borrowed voice, just as we thought.
It's gathering the people. It says a god is nigh, that their desire will be granted.
Sophie, where's the voice coming from?
Not from within the jail. Somewhere outside. Ichinose. There's no time to argue.
But it's all my fault.
Would you give it a rest? Just shut up and get with the program. We're rescuing you whether you like it or not.
Huh?
A friend of Sophie's is a friend of ours. We're not ditching anybody in this hellhole.
Just go with it, Ichinose. He tracked me out from down in the dumps too.
What does that mean?
You'll explain later. Let's move.
We can return to the real world from here.
The voice is coming from outside, right, Sophie?
I have no doubt. I still can't hear anything, though. Well, I am the prototype of Emma. It is possible that I am especially tuned to the frequency of Emma's will.
Whatever it is, let's get back quick. We need to see just how bad things are.
So it sounds like there's only one fight left, which is with the Ark. And I believe that should be truly the last fight in this game.
All right, we made it.
Hey, these people...
I don't have to bother thinking anymore.
Emma has all the answers I need. Everyone's still brainwashed.
There's no time to waste. At this rate, it could very well reach the point of no return. Sophia, can you tell where Emma is?
Emma is... Wait.
Hey, what is that?
No way.
I wonder if that's the boss trying to create its own jail. I think that's what it is.
Holy shit, what is all this?
This is still the real world, right?
That ought to be the case, but it's growing harder to believe by the minute. And look at her outfits, too. What could have done this?
I'm also here now.
Could it have happened again?
Yeah, just like last year. The Metaverse is encroaching on the real world.
Encroaching? What do you mean by... Wait, something like this has already happened?
Oh, right. We're the only ones who remember.
This whole area is already under Emma's control. Looks like she's turning it into some kind of massive jail. If we don't stop it soon, it'll eventually override all of reality. Right. We're on it, Joker.
I have visual confirmation of the Ark above us. We'll have to climb up there to reach it. We have to be quick, otherwise all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Ichinose, it's going to get too dangerous from here on out. You should hide somewhere nearby.
I'll do just that. I'm sure I'd slow you down if I went with you anyway.
Well, Ichinose, I'm heading out.
Right. Sophia? Be careful.
Understood. Also, Ichinose, I'm not currently Sophia. I am Sophie, of the Phantom Thieves.
Got it. Sophie.
Here we go again. I wonder if the gods hate us by now.
Indeed. To directly oppose yet another god. I suspect our karmas run deep down the drain.
I don't even know if we can afford to pay for all these sins.
It just depends on who you cheesed off. I wouldn't sweat it over some megalomaniacal app.
Yeah, just some program that grew a big head and forced people to do its bidding.
Emma's no god at all. Only an imposter.
So let's get going. That imposter god's gonna regret messing with humanity.
Hell yeah! I'm friggin' ready.
Right. Let's give this last mission everything we've got.
Okay, so we are at the last jail, it seems. And we can also return from jail, which is interesting. I thought that at this point, we would be at the precipice of literally endgame where you cannot go back. Let's see what return from jail does, assuming we can maybe save or kind of do other stuff. Do we have... Oh, we actually have new requests. So I would hope that we can probably knock those out first. And before we even get into that, let's go ahead and do what we do best prior to enrolling in a new dungeon. As you can see, we have more than enough yen now. Like, I think that's the least of our concern. So without further ado, let's go ahead and buy as many restorative items as we can. Especially anything SP related that we can get our hands on. And the rest are ingredients, but either way, it's not a bad idea to get those as well and get back to some cooking at Joker's kitchen. And I'm willing to bet that the new requests that have just gotten unlocked on, what is the date? It's probably still August 28th in the game. I would imagine that's probably the last bit of requests that we have. So, you know, I would probably recommend just knocking those out as soon as possible before it's too late for us to, you know, return to the real world. And of course, you know, that also opens up opportunities for us to be able to grind as well. So let's start with the SP ones. And we've exhausted the ones for SP. Now we can head back to working on the HP ones. Which we actually have more than enough. And what else? And as expected, a lot of these requests, if not all of them, for the new ones, they have us returning to the jail of the abyss. Which hopefully the checkpoints do work at this point. Because earlier they did not during the initial, you know, exploration of that jail. So this one looks like it's another one of Mona's desire tracking requests. Hopefully it's not too bad, given it is that same jail that we just traversed. Another one of the junk collection ones for Ichinose, which is kind of odd, given that we already know who she is and what she's done. Yet we're still kind of doing this like, oh, nothing's happened. But, and of course that's also part of the jail of the abyss. And a thief's challenge for Mona. So this is probably the last one of the series of requests where we have to reach these locations marked with the request icon without using any sort of quick travel. And of course, you know, we're not supposed to increase security level either. So hopefully this one's not as crazy, at least not as crazy as the Wolf Part 2. Right, because that one was no fun at all. And then, of course, last but not least, we have this one, which is another one of the prison mail fusions for Lavenza. I think we could probably end up working on this one first, just for convenience. And it looks like she wants a Cu Chulainn with a concentrate skill. Okay. So, I think first of all, let's go ahead and kind of save. Or the paranoia saves, as I usually refer to them. And I do have 2 save files here just in case I needed to go back prior to the Jail of the Abyss part. But I don't think we're gonna have to end up doing that at all. So let's head to the Velvet Room. Say Cu Chulainn, right? This one can actually be fused using a Mot and what was it? Nebiros. I don't recall what levels they're supposed to be at, if I can think of it, but either way, hopefully it's not too bad. Unfortunately, we do not have either one of those in our, active set of persona. And so, with that being said, we will have to eliminate 2 of them. And of course, I've stuck with Arsene since the very start of the game, so I don't plan on getting rid of him anytime soon. Let's go ahead and drop. Not sure if I can do it from here. There we go. So we can certainly drop Neko Shogun. And we'll do the same for Naga. Alright, so this opens up 2 slots in our persona list. So next thing we're going to do, first of all, let's see if we can summon a Mot. So this is what? Level 57. Okay, so I think what's going to end up happening here, right? As you can see, Mot does learn Concentrate only sometime after level 57. So we're not sure how far that is, so let's find out. The first thing we will want to do is go ahead and summon Mot. And the next thing we will do, as I said before, we're going to need Nebiros. And given the amount of times we've defeated this guy, he should be available. Unfortunately, he's not. Are
you unable to decide?
And I wonder at this point if I can sort of...
Performing a fusion?
Yeah, I can create a Nebiros, indeed. So let's go ahead and fuse this guy next. It doesn't really matter for the purposes of this request. So let's go ahead and maybe, I don't know, choose, I guess, one decent buff. We can go with this one right here. Masu Kukajo. And number 2, we're going to go with Zeodyne. Since, another, slightly different spell is not going to hurt. And we have Lavenza register him wherever he's at, level-wise. And let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Okay, so we have a Nebiros. And again, he's not the one that we're gonna inherit the skill Concentrate from. That's actually from our Mot persona. But before we do that, right? We have yet to kind of power this guy up to where he can learn Concentrate. So let's see. Let's take him to 58.
The power of your mask has strengthened this persona.
Okay, so we have yet to learn Concentrate.
How much power? This is what you.
So hopefully it's not going to take a crap load of levels. There you go. So in short, have a Mot at level 59 and a Nebiros. Should be good to go after that. So last but not least, let's go ahead and create a Cu Chulainn, if I'm pronouncing that right. And this one is indeed a powerful one, I can tell you that. I'm not sure if I like the moveset that he has, but what can you do? So again, number one, we do want to make sure it knows and inherits Concentrate, and maybe give him another one of these skills. We could probably go with this one. Mudo Boost.
Is this the persona? Be born anew.
And hopefully that'll satisfy the request for Lavenza for Prison Mail Part 8. And for now, that persona is a keeper, I can tell you that. It is a keeper. Alright, so if I exit out of this, she's going to detect that we have what she needs.
It's done.
And there you have it.
Awaken your new self.
And although we can focus on building new personas, like this one is very good,
That it can gain new power.
we'll probably come back and make another visit for some of these. So we're gonna head back, mark the prison mail request as complete, and tackle the next one.
This is the request. Are you double checking the request? Good job!
And we get a Media Rahan skill card as a result for our reward. Next up is what? Trapped in the Abyss. So we do need to make a return to Jail of the Abyss to get this desire. So hopefully it's not too bad. However, given the fact that we are returning to this newer jail, I think there's always a possibility of things going wrong. So I would definitely prefer do another save. And we should be set. So let's go ahead and explore. It looks like the Tree of Knowledge is the next one. That's probably endgame. We need to go back to the Jail of the Abyss.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. So looking back at the request again, let's look at the description. I can detect a desire in the Jail of the Abyss somewhere. Sorry, not sure exactly where, but I'm starting to worry about its owner. Let's go track it down. Deliver donated desire. So we certainly have several different checkpoints. Although what's interesting is if you look at the icon, it pretty much tells you exactly where it is on the map. So I think it's pretty laughable if that's the case.
Let's go.
So I mean the request itself, right, from a description standpoint. Okay. Oh, right, that's what it was. I wonder if that's why it lit up, because
You're already working on this one.
we had accepted this one prior to, and of course, you know, us doing this fast travel towards that checkpoint canceled it out. But since we're already here, let's see if we can sort of start looking. And let's let's see if we can fight off some of these shadows. I think these bears are weak to, yeah, nuke damage. Thankfully, we do have Makougaon as well. And of course, these things are weak to wind. And so, although we don't have Mona, we do have our friend Joker, who, you know, has access to the Garo-based skill set through his persona. Alright, so
They had their heads up their asses. What else can I say?
Let's move on.
we can probably deal with these guys next. Looks like there's a good bit of them. And that is not an ambush, unfortunately. Okay. Oh, okay. That was the donated desire. Really?
Here's what I found.
Yeah, we seem to have finished that one as well. I guess, thankfully for us, it seemed to be in the exact location as the objective for this request. So I think we got super lucky there. Because honestly, I was thinking I'll probably spend quite a bit of time manually looking for that box. So again, you know, just as a strategy, if you want to look for this desire, right, for Mona's request for Trapped in the Abyss, just head straight to the lower stratum checkpoint. You know, in the Jail of the Abyss, head further west, jump up 2 ledges, and you should be good to go. Again, in my case, I got extremely lucky.
This is the request. You're already
Alright, so we can mark this as complete. The skill level can now be increased for, okay, stat boosting bond skills. So what's next on the map? We have Junk Collection Part 8. So the last of the Ichinose series. We already have 3 of them, as you can see, and we need 12 more to satisfy this request. Come to think of it, how are we looking from a bond skill perspective? We're still at level 10 for a majority of these. And this one is also locked because we don't have 25 skill points. So that's probably something that we'll work on post game as well, just like the rest of the Dire Shadows. So what else? I guess we're good to go. And this junk collection also happens to be in the Jail of the Abyss. So we're gonna dive right in.
Okay.
And typically these, you know, the nature of these types of requests just has us, you know, running around the map and basically hunting down those floating boxes. And I think it spawns randomly. So it's completely up to RNG to kind of generate what we need. As you can see, there's one over there. But looking at the number of shadows here, it's not going to be as easy as just waltzing in here and grabbing it. Good to see that we have Makougaon and some of the others on deck for dealing with these types of shadows. Okay, so what's this? White sunglasses. So we're not quite there yet. We do need to be on the lookout for additional sets of those boxes. This guy right here looks like a dire shadow. So we are absolutely not trying to fight this guy anytime soon. So we're going to kind of hug the walls here.
hang on a sec.
And that's Futaba giving us the warning, which we already know about. So we're sticking to the walls, and we're trying to find more of these floating boxes. There's another one, speaking of.
Should we take a look?
White sunglasses. So more of those useless items. There's another one over here, as you can see. So let's go ahead and move on.
Shadow, careful.
But of course, there's plenty of shadows here.
For ambush. Say when.
Your true form.
Looks like the enemy's panicking.
Persona! Ravage them! You won't escape.
All right.
Here they come.
You're mine.
The end is in sight. We can do it.
These, I believe, are weak to fire. And if we run out of SP for Joker for those guys, we can always bring in Anne.
Only all battles were this easy.
So more of these white sunglasses, unfortunately. And we still have a good bit of this map to kind of traverse. So let's see what else we can do here. Although if we're here, might as well go in for the ambush, get rid of these guys.
Wait, it's over? That flew by. You should apply the same effort in the next battle.
And I don't see any more boxes here. So if there's none over here, let's see if we can kind of skip these guys. I mean, honestly, if I can just jump towards that tree branch, that is definitely preferable. There you go. And I don't see any more. Oh, there's one right there. Honestly, a lot of work just for a single box.
You've lost a lot of stamina. Maybe it's time to head back.
Let's see if we could do this.
I think we can ambush them.
There we go.
What's our plan? We have the upper hand. Let's clear a path.
Let's go. Ravage them!
With those weaknesses. Protect against Joker.
It's over.
All right. Okay, so we got two more of those, but just two. So a lot of work for just two of those legal documents. So the question is, are there more here? There's another one over there. We have no idea what it could be.
Nearby shadow detected.
Seems they're unaware. Shall we attack?
Should I sort of... I'll just go ahead and attack.
Show me your true self.
Joker, you're low on stamina. Be careful. Joker's not even full of attack.
Inflicted with burn.
It won't work, but it's hardly a threat. Flick it to death. Almost there. Let's get him. Joker's burning alive. He's losing health fast.
Nice. So that was also white sunglasses, if you caught that. And we are now at the end of this map. So now I'm like, okay, was it worth it for us to come all the way here? I'm Not really.
Okay, let's keep going. Looks like there aren't.
So we can probably check the rest of these.
We've reached our destination.
And I think I'll go ahead and swap Yusuke in for Anne. Just so we have another fire user. And again, for this request, our objective is to simply hunt down
Locked on target. Shall we?
loading boxes. But if we do have to fight shadows, we will. So I am not seeing any of the boxes here. There's another guy up there.
All right, no time to waste.
Let the battle begin. You're mine.
Joker, you're low on stamina. Be careful. I think we all did really well.
Let's keep up the pace, shall we?
It's a shadow. Stay alert.
Oh, goodness.
Initiating combat.
So no boxes here as well. I'm beginning to think this map is totally not worth the trouble.
Let's give it our all.
Let me see if I can escape this mess. Okay. So is there anything here? I do not see any boxes. No boxes here. Actually, there is one back there. Sorry. Take care of these guys. See if I can just do this. Okay, 4 more illegal documents. I can't access this chest. So maybe it's worth it to just kind of do this. Like chicken out and just
Let's make our escape.
straight up leave. But again, that's just 4 more for us. So in this raid,
Here's what I found.
we've only gotten a total of 6. So technically, we would have to go back and kind of do another run. See if we can find the nearest checkpoint, and that is still further up north.
Shall we head back?
So back to explore jail, but before we do, let's see. Anne is good. Makoto is necessary. We're gonna switch out Sophia for Mona because we do need a wind user. Hopefully that'll make life a little easier for us.
Okay.
I feel like instead of starting off here, it's probably worth our while to do the opposite.
All right.
Sword stick. I just hope it's not like, you know, something completely different this time. Get back to the entrance, I suppose.
Let's go.
And let's see if I can sort of get away from these guys. I cannot, I think.
No need to panic. We can always turn this around. Persona! Okay, got it. Scatter! Right now.
That wasn't too bad.
It's yours. That was too easy. Oh, nice one. Keep it up.
Also, another quick note about requests like these. If you don't want to rely on finding boxes, you can also do...
Hang on a sec. Stop.
Yes, Futaba, I already know. Right, so what I was saying was you could also fight named shadows. A lot of times, as a rare drop, not really a rare drop, but more of a common thing,
This should be useful.
you'd probably find more of those from those fights as well. I don't think our second run is going to be as lucky as our first.
Shadow nearby. Let's stay focused and plan.
Let's find out.
Reveal your true form.
Talk about lucky. Okay, time to rack up some damage. The enemy's dizzy. This is your chance. Start wheeling on him. We're running out of steam now. Time to pull out all the stops.
Sure. Yours.
Okay. Look, his weakness is fire. Turn to a crit.
More of these white sunglasses. And Marjadine, we can now replace this one right here.
That was almost too easy.
You should apply the same effort in the next battle.
And I really don't have to, or don't want to have to run through this guy. Although I may have to.
The enemy's right where we want them. Should we go for it? This is our chance. Wipe them out. Great. You out. This. With those weaknesses, Captain, that was phenomenal. Giving my all. There, Carmen. He's got it now. Keep it up. Have time here.
Alright, so again, same thing here. Nothing to see down here. Just gotta jump and kind of move towards this, you know, action item. And there's another box. Let's see if I could just do this. Unfortunately, we're a little out of luck in this raid.
Stay calm. Don't lose focus.
Yours.
Victory was handed to us.
Good stuff, guys. Keep it coming.
Not sure if there's a box here as well. Not seeing anything.
Ready anytime. Just say the word.
Although we already got this box earlier So it's not going to respawn unless we return from jail.
I almost feel sorry for them. Okay, let's keep it moving. Oh. This is the request. You're already working on this one. And shall we head back?
And we are actually out of time for today's stream, so we will pick up where we left off next time. And again, we did manage to complete at least 2 other requests, I believe. So making some progress there, while we have still junk collection and this one.
You're accepting this request?
And again, I do hope that this one is not as crazy as the part 2 for Wolf, because I really think that that was the most hardest request in the game, hands down. As I'm sure it is the same for others who are playing Persona 5 Strikers. And that's regardless of whether you chose easy, normal, or the higher difficulty. So, good stream as always, and you know, like I said, next time we'll follow up and finish with the rest of our remaining requests, and after that we'll head into this next jail. I believe it's the Tree of Knowledge. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.